guys in the studio, you've mentioned it, I've talked to Lee about it, he will never criticise anyone for tapping and going and looking what is in front. Unfortunately, the skill level there wasn't very good from Mulcrone to read it. It won't matter, because that's the way they play. You know, a couple of years ago, it was all about the strength underneath Andre Beste, and it was a different mindset, different structure, kick the ball down, they're usually big forwards. This is a more offloading game. It didn't work on that occasion, but they won't change it.
Took huge heart, of course, that Leeds victory at the Memorial Stadium back in December. We televised live here on Sky Sports, and the offloading game that Leeds brought that day. Penalty one way, penalty the other way. Colin Quigley this time penalised. You know all about Rotherham, as you say, Darren, years gone past. Huge physical, abrasive nature of their side, but Lee Black has been a breath of fresh air to the side. Very much a man about basics, doing the basics well. Even had Auckland grids on Tuesday, didn't he, go?
Just for me, the old Auckland grid, yes. But again, he's just a guy that's come in and he doesn't expect anything off the players that he wouldn't do himself, and he's instilled in them. Obviously, it's not a glamorous club. You don't come here for the money, but you come here for your mates, and you come here to play a brand of rugby. And now it's up to his forwards to stop this rolling maul from Bristol. Again, exactly like Bristol, turning down the 3 points, going for the catch and drive.
And he will be worried, won't he? Lee Black at this start from Bristol. Sorensen took the line out. Ball is there for Baldwin. And formerly it was Saracens, of course, who's dual registered with Bedford, and he goes round the side. Sanderson just about stops him. Mulcrone is there as well. It's gone down. Short blast on the referee's whistle. Time is off as Ali Robertson in the thick of the crowd there.
Off, please, Clark.
The question is, try yes or no, please.
OK, we're looking at try yes or no.
OK, thanks.
Thank you.
No telematch official to see if it's a try or no try.
And it was a late call there from Baldwin. So Nick Robinson wanting the forwards to line up on the left-hand side. It didn't happen. Baldwin made a break, stood up with the ball. You can see him there. Mulcrone, his opposite number, is holding him up. He goes down there, and it'll be to Trevor Fisher from another angle, because Glenn Townsend is still there. The ball, they reckon it's grounded, and if it's not, I'm sure they'll get a 5-metre put in and scrum. Difficult to see, because if the referee, Ian Tempest, cannot make a decision from there, I don't know how on earth Trevor Fisher's going to do. There's so many bodies there. It'll be a 5-metre ball into Bristol.
The answer to the question, Dowie, is no. No try.
You know what I was getting at? Yeah, no try, 5-metre scrum, Bristol put in.
This angle, the first angle we saw, of course, is the best angle. Mulcrone has done brilliantly, isn't he, the Rotherham captain?
You've got to say Baldwin did very well as well.
Ian,
Yeah,
Trevor, the ball was held up over the line.
So scrum 5 wide.
Correct.
Thank you.
Scrum 5, that's what we thought, but Baldwin did well by standing up. He didn't commit himself to the floor for the forward to drive over. He used his good strong legs, get there, made a position now, but again, Bristol turning down those 3 points for the line out. They've got a scrum, they're powerful in the scrum. This is danger times for Rotherham.
Thanks. John, your side, please.
Bristol with a brighter start here. Clifton Lane,
Crouch!
bathed in sunlight. Big blindside here as well for Bristol to work with Marco Mama. And Watkins is just hovering behind Ben Moss as the front rows go down again. So the referee's going to allow play to continue there.
Let's keep the scrimmage up. You've both got to work harder.
Robin Hislop, isn't it, on this near side, up against
Yeah, here we go. It's there.
Weston Cortez.
Must work hard to stay.
Jason Hobson, of course, still injured.
Okay. Thank you.
Too many injuries in the Bristol squad.
Must both work harder to stay.
Andy Short had a bad cut to his eye. He's been rested. Hobson with that knee. Pennycuff has got a shoulder operation he's recovering from. Harry Clausen's been out all season. But outside of that, any injuries at all. Not the same can be said for Rotherham. No strike for the ball, and Rotherham have nicked it against the head. Tuar comes away. What a confidence boost for Rotherham that is. Dylan Murphy clears it. Wallace for Bristol flies it in to the midfield to find Watkins. Bristol set themselves again, ricocheting around, but Rotherham have weathered that very early storm from Bristol.
That's what up for the Rotherham front row, front five, front eight, it doesn't really matter. Again, he said it, Johnny, didn't hook. Ross Johnson didn't go for the hook. Again, it's something he should do these days. They thought the power would come on. You can actually push as soon as that ball's in. You see there's no hook there. It comes off his knee. Sowerby gets it back. Gets it back, and then Murphy able to clear his lines. That's a good set of play from Rotherham.
Just been hovering by the Bristol bench, and they're pretty pleased with the start, but the consensus there is, in quote-unquote, it's a great start, guys, but we really need some points.
Has been the problem, isn't it? And one of the reasons Andy Robinson has played the risky tactics that he has, in inverted commas risky, turning down kickable penalties. There's Chihuahua again, very quick off the line, too quick this time, and Prince was there as well. Trying to score tries, they haven't been able over the last few years to put sides away. That's what he's trying to do. Sorensen goes again. This quick tempo that Bristol are trying to play. There again, Robinson. Just faking the long pass out, wasn't he? In the end, he goes short to Ross Redding. Ben Mosses surely would be in the midfield of a Championship 15, were you to pick one. Side from Bath. Baldwin again, Ross Redding. Defended by Priest, his opposite number. Signed for the England Sevens, but again, Rotherham are offside.
What they're going to do here is interesting. The last penalty, John, I couldn't come in. I was going to say, right, what is going to happen? Sorensen tapped it and went. That's the captain's decision. What are the two coaches? What's the message coming on now? I know what Pat is saying. I know what Lee Blackett would like him to do is kick to the corner, because the Rotherham forwards are repelling attack after attack. Will they go for three?
Possession and territory hugely in the favour of Bristol in this opening 10-11 minutes. Gone for the corner again, Bristol. It's all very well messages coming in from the coaches, but we saw on the piece on the rugby club from Graham Sims about captains. They're in the heat of the moment. They can feel the flow of the game.
Well, with the territory they've had, that could have been 9 points up now, and then Rotherham really have to force themselves. As it is, it's still 0-0. We saw, as Pat mentioned at the top of the programme, the game against Leeds down there. Leeds went ahead. It didn't matter whether they scored 4 tries. They became fractious and they couldn't work it, but this is a pretty good drive to the line.
They feel they've got the upper hand and they're driving more. They're up and over the line, and their gambles have paid off. Bristol, there's the first try. And you have to say, for all the territory and possession, they deserve that first try. No smiles from Andy Robinson yet, but the try is scored.
I think it was Cortez, the Argentinian. Again, he was at the base there, but again, that time it did play off. They've had 3 or 4 attempts, whether it be a scrum or a line out. They've turned down the 3, and that's the 5-point gamble. Could be 7. Townsend goes up there, and it is Cortez, the Argentinian. Tight head right there in the van. Has he got the ball? No, he hasn't got the ball. I apologise. He's pushed up in front. He's done a very, very good blocking action, and they go down. And just like me, I still don't know who scored. We'll find out in a minute.
It's Ross Rennie, isn't it?
I'll go with Ross then.
It's Ross Rennie. The only reason I know is because he had his socks down and he's got white tape around his legs. And here's Robinson. Add the 2. Yeah, fine kick for Nick Robinson. Nicky, whatever you want to call him. Mr. Robinson adds 2 points.
I see what you mean by Ross Rennie now. It's interesting talking to, eagle-eyed Hammond. Interesting talking to Andy Robinson. He said there's a few bits and bobs about Ross Rennie's game. I thought he's been outstanding most of the season, but obviously Andy Robinson being a very negative and international British Lions 7 himself, but he said he's a great lad and he can't still work out why Edinburgh let him go. He's delighted to have his services down there.
Right, Stuart McAnally on the bench, the reserve hooker for Bristol today. Ross Rennie side from Edinburgh, of course. Andy Robinson, former Edinburgh and Scotland coach, rather like the relationship that Rotherham have with Newcastle, their assistant